Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick in transit through the Spirit. Lord's will it be edifying. Titled, When All Hell Breaks Loose, we will be protected, we will be covered. When hell breaks loose, we will be protected. Okay, according to the book of Psalms, 34 and 17. Also, all the way down to like verses 21, the scriptures say, in a time of famine, we should be satisfied. So that being said, brothers, we ain't really got nothing to worry about when hell breaks loose, because the Lord is going to cover us. Okay, if you meditate on Psalms, the 7th chapter, starting in verses 1, King David basically pleads to the Most High to protect him from his enemies and for him to not be overtaken in battle. Because us as men, mortal men on the earth and flesh, women as well, oftentimes, we deal with fleshly battles. Meaning that, we have worries, we have fears, we have doubts, and the scriptures told us to just believe, don't doubt. Scriptures say, be ye not afraid or in doubt, for the Most High is your guide. So with that being said, when the first sign of hell breaking loose, brothers, you in the spirit, just watch how the Most High is going to make the necessary provisions for you to overcome any and every situation. Because when you look at these movies, like Purge movies and stuff like that, and you notice the good guy, he's always seemed to be backed into a corner, but somehow, some way, he always prevailed. Now, a good example of that was if you watch the movie called The First Purge, which, by the way, is my favorite Purge, because that's basically Jacob's Trouble on steroids, to say the least. Now, you had the main character by the name of Dimitri. He started off as being a drug dealer, or basically he was a grimy ninja. He was selling poison to his own people. And, he had a little girlfriend he was dealing with that didn't approve of it, but when he realized that the purge was set up to destroy his people, which were the Israelites, that's when the spirit hit him and he decided to fight for a greater cause other than himself, because he realized that the stake of our race was at stake, because what happened was, and I may have to watch that movie later on tonight, but what happened was the first purge was the experiment they done on Staten Island, and they wanted to basically pit Jake against one another, because ultimately they wanted Jake to wipe each other out, because the government basically looked at them as useless eaters, which they look at us all like that, as goyim. So basically what happened was, in the beginning of the movie, if you can remember, you had the NFAA, which represents your WEF, your WHO, your NSA, basically your alphabet government organizations. And when you look at those particular organizations, they was basically trying to bait and switch and bribe Jake. They was trying to swindle Jake basically, and they was asking them how was they feeling about the economy and their living situations, and if they wanted to do something about it. And they was offering as much as $5,000 for them to put the MOTB in them to let the government know that they was going to purge. So the key was for Jake to wipe each other out. But when that was not the case, long story short, what happened was they sent in these military personnel, or like these sleeper cells that was of like what they call Blackwater or something. I believe they was like a offshoot of like Russian Spetsnaz or something to that degree. And basically what happened was they sent in the martial law to pretty much do on Jake, because Jake wasn't purging. Okay, so the main guy Dimitri, when he finally realized that that was a war on him, that's when they started to target him. So when he went back to the building, the project building that they was living in, and the Russian guy was like, kill every body on this floor, leave no woman, man, or child. And that remind me of that scripture, when the scriptures say that they should be like madman, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. That put me in the mind of that scripture right there, man. Okay, and basically the Lord raised up a standard through dude, because he started off as being just a regular reprobate, a drug dealer, and then the Lord put the spirit on him to fight. Now, yeah, he had his back against the wall, but the Lord put a spirit in him to prevail through every situation, man. Okay, and this is why King David said, through a troop I've run. He said, with thee I've run through a troop. You know, and he said, and with thee I've broken a bow of steel with my bare hands, with his arms, basically, roughly paraphrasing it. Even the battle with Goliath. Okay, you had to have some type of spiritual power or some type of spiritual adrenaline going through you in order to prevail in battle. Like the same thing when Moses told Joshua through the Spirit and Caleb, he told him to be courageous, man, because we was going to have to take the land of Canaan and we was going to have to divide it by inheritance. So the Lord told us to be courageous because he was going to be with us. So basically, brothers, when all hell break loose, yeah, it's going to be a scary, dark time, man, you know, and of course, anxiety and fear and all those things kick in because those are natural human emotions. But when you meditate on the scriptures, and the Lord said, whoever put their faith in the name of the Lord and he ever forsook him. So we ain't got to worry about being forsaken out here, man. Okay, you don't have to worry about getting caught up in the corner or beat down and beat with bats and bottles and spike chains and all that other shit when all hell break loose, man, because the back of your mind, you like, well, shit, man. You know, you may feel like you out of shape. You may feel like you have no type of martial arts training. You may not have the type of courage. You may not even be skilled in war or skilled in survival. When you looking like, well, how the hell little old me is going to survive when all hell break loose? And the question is, remember, the Lord said that he ain't going to deliver us by our strength. So I don't give a damn how many weights you lift, how many cross hooks you done throw, how many left check hooks you done thrown. At the end of the day, it ain't about that, okay? Because the Lord is going to deliver his elect, okay? No matter how it look. Shit, you may be able to get, you may get cornered. You may get cut off in a pathway by martial law. But guess what? That's when the scriptures say the Lord is going to raise up a standard, man. So you got to believe that, okay? But also, you got to be putting your best foot forward with doing his work too. Because the scriptures say he that faint in the day of adversity is because his strength is small. So if you faint and you're not really engaging in his work and, you know, you just ain't got it in you, then, you know, the Most High is not going to defend you from that. Because why would he defend somebody that's lackadaisical? Okay? Scary thing. Guys fall out the truth, man. They stop teaching. Worst thing you can do is be a scoffer and then you fall out the truth. That's the word. That's the joke on you, man. You know, because the scriptures goes into basically who counting the cost to build a home or to build or go to battle without having a sufficient cost to count it, you know, roughly paraphrasing. Like before any great battle or anything you do, you got to count the cost. Same thing when you starting a business, you got to look up the marketing value. You got to look up the price of building. You got to look at if you got a market for it, how much money you can possibly lose and how much you can gain profit. That's called counting the cost. Okay. So it's the same thing when you in this faith, you got to count the cost. And ask yourself, are you built up to see this thing through? Because you think shit bad now, it's going to get way worse. Okay? Because, hey, when they lock this system down again, they are going to have martial law. Okay? These cities are going to be broken down. There will be chaos in these cities. Okay? And some of us, hey, the scriptures say the remnant of Jacob should be in the midst of many people as a dew from the Lord. So while all this hell breaking loose, hey, we going to be in the midst. Most of us going to be in the midst of this shit. Because ain't too many brothers that got farmland that live out in the damn sticks, you know. Now, if you can make it to the wilderness, hey, beautiful. But who's to say you can make it to the wilderness? You got to let the Lord provide the provision, you know. You ain't going to be able to shoot your way out of martial law with a fucking Glock, nigga, you know. But overall, you got to let the Lord fight our battles. So you got to have that faith in that in belief, you know. That's all we got. It's the Lord's mercies, the Lord's tender mercies. So if you believe that, then you can never go wrong. This is why the scriptures say, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. And with these, you should never fail. So just give it the best you got, brothers. You know, put all in for the Lord. Because I always like to use the statement that, look, we got to give it all for Yahweh Shai, because he ain't going to deliver us with a half-ass deliverance. All right, the Lord ain't going to send a chariot with a fucking check engine light on to pick your ass up and then it drops flight in middle air. And an angel got to pull up at fucking O'Reilly somewhere. Let me go get some oil for this bitch. Nah, that's half-assed, man. The Lord is coming to deliver us with a spectacular deliverance, man. So, hey, with that being said, you got to have faith in that. Me, I believe that. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many demons mess with me, because demons fuck with us all. You know, I had nightmares and shit. All types of crazy shit happened to me. Like, shit, last night or early this morning, shit, a demon hopped on me. You know, it was holding me down. And I was able to see it. It was like they have a term called the witch riding you. And that usually only happens to me when I'm going through a lot of stress, I'm tired, or if I'm getting ready to level up through the spirit, or sometimes when the Lord just feel like testing your faith. I actually got a whiff of what was sitting on my back, you know, and that whole term, the witch riding you, that shit ain't far from reality, bro. My grandmother used to scare the hell out of me when she said that, and to find out it's called the old hag syndrome. I felt what was sitting on top of me, but I couldn't see the face, but I seen like a fucking cloak, like a black coat, like, y'all know, like a average witch, she'll wear a black, like the stereotypical way of a witch is that she wears like a black shawl or black coat. I saw that shit hoovering over my face while the bitch was on me, man. You know what I'm saying? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it went away, you know, because that faith, you know. So other than that, man, hey, you just gotta believe, keep pushing. All right. Zechariah 144, second Ezra 7:18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. When you go into that word straits goes into positions of difficulties. Okay, like when you go into Luke the 12th chapter, when the Lord said, I have a baptized that you be baptized with, and that I'm straightening to come, roughly paraphrasing it. The Lord was talking about going through positions of difficulties, man. Because that crucifixion, that wasn't an easy thing. That was a strait of difficulty. And Yahushua had to take all that, no chaser. Okay, the Lord had to drink the whole cup, no chaser. It wasn't any particular any, what's the name behind that shit, man? You know, the Lord had to deal with it because that was what the Most High put on his spirit to deal with. And we gonna be in the same like manner. But the thing is, we going through our straits now. Okay, in Jacob's trouble, I believe, for majority of the brothers, I believe through the spirit that in Jacob's trouble, we are gonna be tried. Things are gonna seem kind of grim, but overall, I believe it's gonna lighten the load for us a little bit because, hey, some brothers are gonna be retreated to bump. Hey, you be surprised on how the Lord gonna take care of us, man. All right, the Lord ain't gonna have your ass out in the middle of the city, out there fighting with heathens and all that shit, unless you get spiritual power. That's one thing, which I pray for that. You know, because we are going to get spiritual power on this side. If you are a battle axe, then that's different. But even then, with the spiritual power, the scriptures say, how be 10 of you should put 1,000 to flight, and one of you should, well, I think it says 10 of you should chase 1,000. So, yeah, man, we going to be all good. You just got to believe that and have faith in that, you know? Hold up, give me 1 second. Real quick, let me see something real quick. Salakia, brothers. Man, this fucking car tripping, bro. Anyway, so yeah, it says here, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for the wide, and they that have done wickedly shall suffer the straight things, yet should not see the wide. Yeah, man. So you guys that took the bag, you dudes that sold out, you know, you suffering straight things, but you ain't gonna see the wide, which the wide is the kingdom, you know, and it's what this whole walk is about, getting to the kingdom in one piece, you know. Get into the kingdom in one piece and stand prayed up and stand belief. Have that belief. Because I noticed like towards the end line, this is when the fatigue comes in. This is when more demons try to discourage you. This is when people, you know, start trying to pull you out the truth. Sicknesses come, plagues, all types of shit, man. This bitch crooked as hell. Look at this hoe. She crooked as hell, but proud. Look at this shit. I couldn't even park right there because she crooked. You know, I didn't get mad at you because you can't park. But yeah, man. So with that, you know, brothers, I just wanted to give, you know, a few words of encouragement, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Who was in this gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai wherever it may be. Lord's will, you will edify. Until the next lesson. Shalom.